Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the place in the world where you live. Today, it's my great pleasure to have here at the Arduino Days 2024 a special guest, a friend, and a legend in the embedded world, Bob Martin from Microchip. Bob, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, certainly, and thank you, Fabio. I was very honored when you reached out for this interview. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Bob Martin, known as the Wizard of Make for Microchip. That was a moniker that was given to me by the marketing team at Atmel, which Microchip acquired in 2016. And then I met Fabio, I believe, at Maker Faire 2017 in New York was our first meeting. So it's been 7 years of a great friendship. And I am essentially the main liaison cheerleader, if you like, for the open source Arduino rapid prototyping environment for Microchip. And I am deeply involved again with maker fairs and Arduino and education and all those areas that relate to the innovation and the passion that's in the makerspace.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you are basically a strong legend in this world, and everybody in the industry knows you. So it's great also to convey your passion to the new generation that are approaching our world, and it's really amazing the job you are doing. So we can go a little bit more on the technical side, because basically Microchip, for those of you that don't know, I think is just a minority, but basically it's the company behind the microcontroller that has been used in a range of Arduino product and is still used in the most popular, let's say, product from Arduino. So the ATmega platform, for example, is one of them. Also, the SAMD platform is another one. So, but going to the ATmega, because it's very important, I think, can you give us a perspective on why it has been so relevant in this market? What are the characteristics that made it really, really important from the technology standpoint, but also from the user perspective?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. So the ATmega, the 328p, which is what's on the Uno R3, its bigger brother, which is the 2560, which is was almost in every 3D printer motherboard a couple years ago. I mean, the aspects of that microcontroller, it was easy to program. Its architecture is easy to understand, and that's why 8 bits is still relevant. I find even when I'm working with universities today, in the engineering schools, that a lot of profs still like teaching 8-bit at the beginning. And then just the incredible popularity, because Arduino had succeeded in what companies like Microchip and Atmel and all the other microcontrollers companies had tried to do before, and that was create a usable system where people could understand embedded and remove the horrors of embedded from embedded, and it worked. And just the swell of support and what we call infrastructure and known good code out there is just carrying forward. And this space tends to change more slowly than the technologies on PCs, your laptops or whatever, or things that are like involved in the web or gaming and things like that. So, again, the architecture is easy to understand. The peripherals are easy to use. It can program itself, which was one of the key things that Arduino was looking for, and that, to remove the need for an external programmer. So it just became a very proud legacy within our organization now, and we still continue to ship many units of the 328 and its brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it is very popular still for us with the Arduino Uno R3 with the Mega, etc. So it's very important. So basically, it was easy to use, easy to understand. So also, let's say in the educational world, probably it's a good way to introduce the new generation to this type of architecture and can be really understood. So you touched upon programming. You know that we released the Arduino IDE 2.0, and we are keeping evolving that platform. Out of curiosity, are you a user of the Arduino 2.0 IDE?
I'm a huge fan of 2.0, and for everybody watching this interview, if you're not using 2.x, it's now 2.3, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about debugging. It is you need to use this IDE. I've been using 2.0 since it released. And the first couple releases had some had some bugs, which we all expect, but now it's very mature, and that combined with the CLI, the command line interface, is for the advanced people who want to sit there and use your own favorite editor. But again, with the debugging features in 2.3, it really is a very mature modern platform to develop, and I use it daily in developing projects, internal projects, helping out my education thing. But yes, it's definitely a large improvement and should be used by everybody now.
Thank you very much, for using it and also for contributing to continuously improving the platform. For us was a big bet. I remember I did an interview, and I promised that we will improve the IDE radically, and we will release debugging. And when I saw out the news that we released officially the debugging capabilities, I was really proud of what the Arduino team did, honestly, because it's a promise that we kept and we delivered. So glad to hear that. Touching upon a little bit the education, because I know that in your spare time, I don't know when you can find time, honestly, you do a lot of give back to the community and to the educational world. So you're located in the Bay Area, so a high-tech area, but not all the people in the Bay Area have the same kind of access to technology. So I think your effort is, double appreciated, because at the end of the day, you're giving a lot of knowledge and passion and probably components and and your own stuff and material to support the schools there. So can you tell about a little bit what you do, and we can start talking about a little bit the education landscape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly. So I've been passionate about education as well, and growing up, I used to take apart my toys and learn how they worked. And so that's where this whole maker, take it apart, build it yourself thing came from. But again, education is a very important point and a passion for me, both personally and professionally. So I work on multiple levels within the Bay Area. Formally, I'm on the academic council for Microchip, which is a new organization as we try and up-level our formal education interaction. I also work with local universities, and actually universities all over North America, really, to help electrical engineering schools either level up or improve or extend. I'm seeing lots of interest in a very maker-like approach, where instead of a whole bunch of theory, it's like we learn something, but we blink an LED, we turn on a motor. University of Sacramento right now. I'm working with them. I'm running capstone projects with Arizona State University, ASU. I adopted a capstone program for University of Pittsburgh, and I'm also running one out of University of Colorado in Boulder. But at a more ground level, I'd helped or I had co-founded a nonprofit about 6-7 years ago that really focused on the underprivileged high schools in the Bay Area. And we were taking advantage, well, that's the wrong word. We were using the resources available to us on community colleges, on those university or college level kids, to help mentor high school kids that were interested. And these were, a lot of these were underprivileged high schools, or high schools that did not have a large technology budget. So a lot of it was volunteer work. And I'm still working with a high school right now. As a personal project, we're putting together an air quality and weather station system, and hopefully we will be able to expand that into all of South San Jose high schools. So that's kind of exciting.
That's really amazing, Bob, and it's a continuous effort that you are doing individually, but also as a company. And I think this is fundamental for the future of our society, because we want people to be active in developing technology and not just doing video games from 8 in the morning until the very end of the evening. So we are a little bit short in time. I have a final question that is related to let's say the cloud part. And of course, the world is evolving. These projects, even probably the weather station in the schools, they are connected weather station. So, are you using the Arduino Cloud?
Yes, I'm not curling. I fell off the Arduino Cloud, not because I didn't like using it. And in fact, with this high school and some other previous high schools, I was using the cloud because it was the only cloud infrastructure where I could have a class, high school class, and teach them to connect to the cloud and actually see data on a dashboard within 4 hours. And that's an incredible, just time or time slot to be able to do that. So this weather station, it's using basically a cell modem, an LTE connection off. It's on an AVR board. It's using one of our newer AVR products, but all the software for it literally is only supported in Arduino right now, which is So and this board, the AVR mini cell, I will be moving it. My next step is to connect it to both the your cloud, the Arduino Cloud. There's pure MQTT options, because what I'm finding, especially in the education space, I mean, AWS, Amazon Web Services, and Azure, Microsoft Azure, those are the global industrial scale cloud services. They tend to be fairly intimidating at times for new users. I want something that is more direct, going where they can relate, and like I said, within 4 hours I can have data going up and data coming back down.
No, I think that's very important, because the principle of what we do at Arduino is basically to lower the barrier to entry, also for educators and in the cloud. So, Bob, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. I think we reached the limit time that we were allocated for today's interview. It was a great pleasure to have you here. Probably we have to have more of this conversation, maybe a longer conversation, because your projects are amazing.
Well, thank you. So I'll just say, use the new IDE. Come visit me at Mare Island. Bay Area Maker Faire is back. And we have some exciting stuff. We've got some new product coming out that we're going to be showing off soon, but at Maker Faire. The new AVRs are here, and we're going to try and add some debugging into the Arduino IDE, and we have a new exciting FPGA board product. I hate to sound like an ad, but I had to throw that in there.
No, it was great, and it's good always to know that the technology is evolving, and we are curious to see what happens in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right.